Hi everyone, it's Paris here from Analyzer. How is everyone? I'm just trying to get the camera in position so you can see me. I just want to say hello to everyone. It's Friday the 19th of November and it's my birthday today. So I thought I'd share a few things with you. I'm not having a great week, it's not a good week at all. But the story of my life since I was born, so it's no different. Just would have been nice if on my birthday I had half a day, a bit of peace. So my children, my parrot children, gave me a lovely card today, and Philip of course too. And this is a card from my parrot children, and I haven't turned it around so you could read it. It says, wishing you a lovely birthday, enjoy your special day. Okay, and I'll tell you what the parrot children are saying. Right? They're saying, we all love you for everything you do for us. Daily love, care, food, not now, baths, companionship, and just to be free to fly. Thank you, Mum. We know we are number one in your life, and you are number one in our lives. That's from my parrot children. So dear Mummy, moment by moment, may your birthday bring you simple pleasures to enjoy, warm memories to treasure, and all the happiness a wonderful birthday can bring. Happy birthday. From all your children, we will something and make your special day even more special. I can't understand the writing. Love the children. That's a message from my parrot children saying how much they love me. I know how much they love me. They don't have to put it in a card. I know how much they love me. And I know how much they get pissed off with me too. When I don't give in to them. So that's from my parrot children. And what my parrot children also gave me as a gift today for my birthday is, look at this friends, isn't it great? Australian Wildlife Wisdom Cards. I've never seen these before. From Trevor and Susan Sullivan. Aren't they great? I should have turned the camera around so you can see the words. Right, let me see if I can turn the words around, because I think Facebook has changed the effects. Okay, so I won't bother you like that. So these are Australia Wildlife Wisdom cards, and I thought, well, and it comes with, the cards and a great book. And this is from my parrot children for my birthday today. And I'll see if I shuffle a little while I talk to you guys. Let's see what message we will get today. But we've got to ask a specific question, right? So let's see what message the wisdom cards, the wildlife wisdom cards. It's got a beautiful Aboriginal print in the background. What message they say for me today. Let's have a look. So friends, I'm 50 plus 3 because I hate saying the number. And I'm wondering, I'm sitting actually on a chair that Philip got me. Thank you, Agnes, I appreciate that very much. And I'm sitting on a chair that's the hanging chairs, and I've never hung on these before because I don't like to be hung on things. And I'm sort of feeling really uncomfortable. I need stability on the ground. It's my character too, I hate hanging on things. But Philip got me this. You think after 11 years, he'd know that I don't like hanging on things. Anyway, so I can't even sit back, I feel so uncomfortable. So if I look awkward, it's because I feel so uncomfortable on this chair. And it's got the plastic on it. No, I'm not Jewish. I think I'm not. I've still got the Jewish on the plastic, on the cushion. So I was thinking, okay, I still think that I'm back when I'm 25, 27. Sure, I've had a lot more experiences and the body's really tired. With, a lot of things, I drank, I smoked a bit, as in cigarettes. I did a lot of things that stuffed up my health, and we pick up all the crap along the way in life. And I'm thinking, I remember when I was 16, friends, I remember telling my mother, this is how stupid I was. I remember telling Mum, if I had to have a child now and get married and have a child, I feel really confident, I reckon I could do it. And I'm thinking, that is just so wrong. Just so wrong, thinking at 16, the confidence that we have and how cocky we are as teenagers in our 20s. And once you go in your 40s and late 40s and 50, you're thinking, what the hell was I thinking? What was I thinking? I mean, we see life through a different lens when we're teenagers. But then often I think if I had a daughter or a son, especially a daughter, right? Let's say a daughter because I'm female. If I had a daughter, oops, the chair moved. No, it's the couch that moved. And I had to give her some advice. Now, what advice would I give myself actually? What advice would I give myself? Well, first of all, you'd have to look at the astrology of each person, because you've got to speak differently to different people. But you can't speak the same to a Scorpio as you would to a Taurus or a Sagittarian or Piscean female, because we need to be spoken to with a different tone and different words to get through the different horoscopes, different star signs, I should say. And what I'd tell myself, friends, if I was younger, first of all, the main thing I reckon I would say is not to give a shit about what other females and males think of me. Because, you know, all my girlfriends at high school, right, or most of them, if you call them girlfriends, or mega main bitches, right, they were all on their diets, major diets, anorexia and all that. And of course, when you're in these crowds, you think you've got to do the same, otherwise you don't feel good about yourself. So I remember for 1 year, I was throwing out all my food. I wasn't eating, my menstruation had stopped. Then after a year, Mum had a good talk with me and I got off it. This is so uncomfortable. Anyway, so uncomfortable. Anyway, so I'd say to create friendships with people who are the similar character as you. And because I was very, you know, I was into music, my piano, my martial arts. I wasn't into fucking around and jumping around. Sure, I like guys and all that, but I wasn't interested in that kind of life. And if that's the kind of life that teenagers want, if that's a choice they make, fine. But if you're not, find friends that are similar to you, the same character. And that applies also when we're in adulthood, to find the same friends that are like that. So I'd say not to get influenced from not wanting to be someone who you're not. And I know it sounds really simple, but you know, it takes many, many years to get out of that habit, because that goes into your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, and you find yourself, hang on, I'm not living for myself. You say to yourself, I'm living because of what others expect of me, or of how others want me to be. And then you reach 50 and you think, shit, I haven't really been myself and done what I wanted to do. I've got family controlling me, partners controlling me, friends controlling me, society controlling me, everyone controlling me. And you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm 50. How much longer will I have to do the life that I want to live and be who I really, really want to be? Rather than that peer pressure. It's not just as teenagers. So I reckon if I was younger, if anyone younger is listening, I'd say, don't be influenced by how other people are around you, because they may show on the outside that they are all, you know, sort of trendy, happy, sexy, Kardashian style, TikTok style, all that crap that we see online and on TV. But deep down they are so empty and hollow and insecure. So empty, hollow and insecure. And the more you are able to be yourself when you're younger, and do what you really love to do, provided you don't harm anyone, right? You're not hurting people, you're not hurting nature, you're not hurting the environment. Provided you can, you know, be yourself, you're going to grow up to be a lot more stronger, confident in your 20s and in your 30s. And I'm not saying to be arrogant and cocky, because I do meet a lot of kids, especially from upper middle class, right? From rich families who have been given money all their life, and whatever they want they've been given, and they're so spoiled, and they think that the whole world is there to provide for them and to give to them. But that's not how life is. That's not how life's meant to be. And then they get caught in this trap. And you know, in the way life is at the moment, we're going to be losing a lot of things: money, assets, dignity, jobs, material things, a lot of things. We're going to be losing a lot of things. So all these people who have they represent and they have focus on things in their life. When things get taken away from them, they lose themselves, just like 2016 when I was forced, bullied, I should say, to get out of the corporate world, right, in the public service. That was my identity. I chose a career in the corporate world. I chose that career, and when I lost that career because I had to get out, I wasn't a bitch enough, and I wasn't nasty enough to survive in that corporate world. I lost my identity. When you lose your identity, you don't want to live because you don't know any different. It's taken me 10 years to find myself. So that happened to me when I was 38. Yeah. But I didn't know what was happening because I didn't have any support around me. I didn't have anyone who was experiencing something similar to tell me, Paris, you're going through that and that. I had no one. I was doing it all on my own. Right? My ex-husband didn't understand all these things. He wasn't, experienced in that sort of world that I was in, the corporate world, to understand what I was going through and to support me through that. So if you're able to be yourself, you then get the strength within yourself to be able to say to someone, stop, I'm not doing what you want me to do, or I don't agree with what you tell me to do. Because I didn't have that all my life. I've been harassed in every single job, sexually harassed in every single job that I've had. And I've been temping for so many years. In every temp job I had assholes literally breathing their freaking ugly breath down my throat, right, over me when I was, on the computer or whatever, in every single job. And I didn't know how to say, excuse me, you're in my space. I didn't know how to be assertive. And that's because from young, I was taught that I had to respect others and respect older people and respect other people and respect other people, respect other people. But I was never told to respect myself and to regard myself. I wasn't told that. Right, so I reckon I'd say that if I was younger, I so wish, I often cry thinking about it, because I think, gee, I wish someone told me that when I was younger. And it's not karma. This karma thing is all rubbish. There's no such thing as you have to go through certain experiences to get where you go to be. That is all lies, lies, lies. That is all lies so that you can forgive people. No, you're not meant to go through things. Things don't happen in your life because they're meant to happen. They happen because of the choices we made. Because the good choices we made, the bad choices we made. That's why things happen in our life. And I made a lot of bad choices in my life. A lot. A lot of bad choices. Because I trusted. I trusted people. I still do. I trusted people too easy. I still do. Well, friends, I mean, someone presents to you respectful and whatever. Why shouldn't you trust them? It's only until they do something bad that you realise they've been double-faced and they've lied to you all along and deceived you, right? And even you can often tell if someone's a bit weird by the way they look or the way they speak. But you brush that aside and you say, that's okay. No one's perfect, I'm not perfect, right? So you sort of accept it. But then people have ulterior motives. Why is there so many people have ulterior motives? It's like over 50% of the population have ulterior motives. So often I wonder, is there anyone out there who's actually genuine, who's real? Is there anyone, we don't have to be the same. We don't have to both be plant-based. We don't have to both love, sort of the same things or have passion about parrots or we don't have to have the same things. But are there any genuine and real people out there? And then this morning, it wasn't even 9 o'clock and I, got up like I do earlier and I had my phone and I looked at all the incredible birthday messages that were on my Facebook post where I did spill a bit of my heart out. And also the private messages I've received for birthday from people I don't even know. And it's just made me really emotional today because I didn't know, often I feel I don't exist. Often I feel like am I on my own here? Is there anyone out there that, sort of can understand me? Whatever, because I know I put on this strong front, but it's not a front. I'm a strong person. But as strong as I am, and no one can break me anymore, I'm the complete opposite. I'm also so sensitive. You have no idea. The smallest thing just breaks me. And I got all these messages and I'm thinking, fuck, there's people out there that actually spent 30 seconds of their time, a minute of their time to say happy birthday to me. And I felt all that love and I felt that respect and I felt that regard. And I want to thank you all for that because it means a lot to me. I've been isolated for many years with the bird rescue that I'm doing for 20 years. I've been isolated because I've had the chronic fatigue, severe chronic fatigue, 15 years. This is why I talk about health issues, because I know a lot of things that you guys don't know. That's why. And like I said, we don't have to agree. You know, we don't have to agree with a lot of things. But when I say to you that I've been through certain experiences and I'm trying to teach you guys certain things, I'm doing it for a reason. It's like, you know, Philip got me a little cake before, just, you know, a little cake. Because I told him no cakes from out there. I make my own. I make the baklava. I made it Tuesday night, and I said, okay, I've got the cards here. Don't worry, I'll go through the cards. And I said, you know, I'll have it for my birthday also, because I'm not going to buy any cakes from out there. I can't. Anything I buy from out there makes me sick, especially when it's got egg in it. So he got me a little cake, and I shouldn't have had it because it had egg in it, right? As soon as I have egg, it activates all the viruses that we have in our body. It activates everything. And if the live is jumping, I'll upload it on YouTube and it'll be clearer, don't worry. There's no jumping in the YouTube upload I do. It's just the Facebook Live, it's my phone, whatever it is. And I just wish I was younger. I just wish I was younger and I had someone to mentor me and to teach me about things and tell me things and protect me. I really wish. It's not a parent saying, you know, because my parents were semi-strict, not too strict, semi-strict, you know, be careful of this, be careful of that. Be careful of what, Mum? Careful of what, Dad? I need explanations. I need you to teach me. But the parents of my generation, they're still young. They didn't know how to explain things. They didn't know how to express themselves, so they still don't. They don't know how to express their emotions. A lot of people in their 60s and 70s, I see Philip, they don't know how to express their emotions. Whereas my generation, so people in their 40s and 50s, when we went to school, that's when slowly, you know, life changed from having to be the typical housewife to girls being able to get out and work and women getting out at work and have some kind of independence. But we went out in the world, but we didn't have anyone to teach us anything. We actually got sucked in by the lies of the government and the lies of society and the lies in magazines and the lies in films that say that you can have a career and have a family too. You cannot. You cannot have children to care for at home, whether the man cares for the woman, and have a full-time career. You cannot do that. Maybe work from home, and even then it's hard when you've got the kids running around. I mean, I try and work from home and the parrots are all over me. You cannot have that. And so I grew up in that generation with a lot of you where, you know, and the guys, and I hear the men saying that are in my age group, 40s and 50s, saying, oh, you know, just because you've got kids doesn't mean you shouldn't work. Well, hang on a second. How can you have children and look after them and guide them and feed them and all that and work at the same time? Especially full-time. Even part-time's hard. Fair enough if the kids are at school, but when the kids are at school, that's usually when the mum or the dad are cleaning and washing and feed and cooking and doing all these things. It's a lot of work. So we grew up in this generation where we were taught lies about life. We were taught lies about life. That you can have it all. You cannot have it all. And this is a sad thing now. I see, you know, women in their 20s and 30s who are under tremendous stress. They're not getting the emotional support and the love and the care and the affection they need from their partners, from their husbands, and they're working full time. They go home, they cook, they clean, pay bills, do this and that, and the men just sit around, you know, watching TV or not caring their health. Why is this happening? Why is it happening? Why are women still treated as housewives like we'd see in, what would you call it, Bewitched? Remember with Bewitched? You know, when Darren would come home, hello darling, I've cooked dinner for you and the boss, whatever his name was. And women expected to do all that, plus work. Isn't it work already at home? Just because we don't get paid for it doesn't mean it's not work. Anyway, so I'd say got to really build that confidence in the younger generations, because life now is not going to be, it is not the way it was the past 20 years. There's a lot of major changes going on, as we all know, and we are all experiencing, and some of us admit it and some of us don't. And I really don't know. I often think if I was a younger person now, as a teenager or in my 20s, I don't know how I'd manage with what's going on. I don't know how I'd manage. And I'm not saying you can't manage, right? You can, but I tell you, you got to have family around you and support around you that really raise your vibrations and really are teaching you about people and how to survive out there, because it is really hard. Now, the other side of the coin is, right, that I don't want to accept that life's going to continue like this. I don't want to accept that. And it's not that I'm in denial, it's that I don't want to accept it. And I say that for a few reasons, because I talk to a lot of people, as I've said to a lot of you, online, phone, from all sorts of industries and background, constantly, daily. And there are people, I can't give you specific details, specific, but there are people that are working in these medical organisations that are dealing with what's been rolled out at the moment. And they are suffering the adverse effects of what they've been putting in their body. I have this from first-hand information. Imagine if I knew someone who worked for a company that makes this, right? And they've been saying these things, and they've taken it, and they've been very ill. A lot of people are telling me they've taken the first one and the second one. You know what I'm talking about? And, they may have had underlying health issues before, but they are suffering more now with tumours and really severe health problems. This is the thing, is I won't say something until someone says things to me firsthand. I don't like second or third hand information. I need from people who I can trust and who I know that tell me. So all these people who are suffering all these health problems, they're going to get so bad in 3 months, 6 months, a year. Unfortunately, we have to wait much longer for people to try and stop what's going on. But the problem is, it's going to be 3 years down the track, right? Last year, this year, next year. And already the psychopaths have already achieved a lot of what they want to do. And they've caused a lot of harm. A lot of harm. And those of you who doubt what's going on, I really don't know who your friends are and who your circles are, or what you're thinking, because it's all proof out there. Like, I hardly go out, and yet I get people every day telling me the adverse effects they have from things that they've been given. So I don't know who you're dealing with and what's going on. I think there's a lot of major denial out there, and the only times we have major denial is when we're on alcohol or on drugs. Anyway, friends, I've got my cards here. I didn't mean it to be so heavy, the discussion. So let's see how many cards they want me to take out. They want me to take out 3 cards and the 6th card. So I've got the deck here, you can see, right, of my Australian Wildlife Wisdom book there. So 3 cards. I've got 1, brown cow, 2, give us a message about life. That's what I wanted, about my life. I did ask about my life. And 3, this is about my life, okay? Black Swan. And the 6th card, so I'll take out the 4th, and the 5th I'll take out, and the 6th card they've asked, what's that? Murray cod. You know I don't eat fish. Yeah, they do have a heart and soul, right? And a lot of mercury. I'm sitting like this on the edge because I just don't feel at all comfortable on this. So the brown cow, let's see what it says in the book for the brown cow. So this is about me. What message about my life? Because I've had a really, really hard week. Really hard week, and I've almost forgotten to tell you what happened to me this week. I'll tell you what happened to me this week. Major betrayal. It's the lunar eclipse today, Friday the 19th of November. It's in Taurus, and we were expecting major shit going on, especially if you're a Scorpio, Pisces, and a few other signs. And I knew something was going to come because I can sense it, and I had dreams about it. I knew it was coming. So the brown cow, page 29, is the most sacred of all cows. Even though she's not native of the Australian bush, she now calls Australia home, right? She will answer your taunt at full charge with horns lowered. right? So she's a pretty tough cow. If the brown cow comes to you today, look, I didn't know about brown cows. I don't know what they're called. If the brown cow comes to you today, she wishes to bring your awareness to your state of mind. Is it in trust and harmony like the white brown cow, or are you careering out of control, being destroyed by the aggravation of your mind that is the black brown cow? So which one is that? No, well, that's just the normal brown cow, right? It is perhaps time to take charge of your aggravated mind, learn to meditate and bring inner peace. Your attention to any negative habits or addictive behaviours that threaten the balance of your inner peace. Well, I tell you what, friends, I've been losing great weight because of the teas I'm having, not having sugars. And what bad habits do I have? Trusting people too much, it's my problem. Right, now, Kookaburra is about family. Well, I haven't got much of that, so let's see what it says. What the Kookaburra says. If the Kookaburra has come to you today, his message is about family connection, patience and joy. Kookaburra may be showing you that you need to focus on the family unit at this time. If you do not have a traditional family unit like me, perhaps it is time to connect with your extended family and friends. Kookaburra says reconnect with those that you love and those that love you in your life right now. That I can deal with. That I need. And I did receive a lot of love from a lot of you today. So thank you. Thank you so much. Black Swan is serenity. Yeah, fuck, if I had that for one day in my life, I'd be happy. I didn't even have it on my wedding day. Serenity. Right? So. So here's the Black Swan. Black Swan, she asks you to look at life's seasons and ask yourself, where do I stand on my cycle right now? Am I in harmony with a divine flow? Am I attempting to move against the natural tide? Are you one mind and one soul and in harmony with all around you? Well, I'm trying to be in harmony. It's not easy, friends, when we get distracted by external forces, is it? And the Murray card. Where's the Murray card? Actions and consequences. Oh, geez. 69. Actions and consequences. The Murray card. I'll just fold this a bit here and I'll show you that's the Murray card there, right? So if the Murray card comes to you today, you are asked to look at the motivation behind your actions. The card has told you of the course of action that has been the cause of difficulties in their survival. The universal message is that there is no right or wrong, no, how diplomatic, just actions and consequences. Murray card is your messenger to take conscious decisions and remember to become aware of all potential outcomes and effects before actions are taken. Think through your motivation with pure intent, assess the consequences and then take action. Well, that's a good piece of advice. Now friends, I won't keep you much longer, but what happened to me on Wednesday is I had 2 council inspectors come to my property, right? And they knocked on my intercom because you can't come to my front door, right? I've got a street gate. So they knocked on my front door, but I wasn't available, so I wasn't able to answer the intercom. So when I later saw, they left a little card for me to call them and whatever. And I called them, but the person wasn't available. And there were 2 of them. I've got it all on the security cameras. And they did look intimidating. They were young. They must have been in their 30s, Anyway, you play the part that you are, right? And I sent them an email and I said, you're looking for me. And they replied back and said that someone has reported to the council that my parrots are not in good condition and that I have many. And I thought, well, first of all, there is no law in Victoria, in any state really, as to how many companion birds you have. That's why the breeders have hundreds of birds and they get away with it. There's laws with chickens and maybe dogs, other animals, but there's no laws for pet birds, so I didn't care about the quantity. Secondly, I run a bird sanctuary. That's what I do. I'm a bird behaviourist and I run a sanctuary. Thirdly, in poor condition, yeah. Let me tell you why the birds that I've just received from pounds from people are in poor conditions. Because they've been neglected, they've been abused, they've been surrendered. That's why a lot of them are in poor condition. But this person went to say that they had no water because on the card, the inspector wrote that there is no water. And that's just an excuse. This has happened to me before. But the first time it happened to me 4 years ago, and I'm still going through the FOI process to find out who did it, right? To take him to court and to do what I need to do to teach these people a lesson. Who think that they can lodge vexatious, which is fake claims against me. The day's going to come. The day's going to come. So the second time around now that it happened to me, I'm prepared. But friends, my parrots are my family. They're my children. We feed them and look after them from our own pockets. I don't get any grants from the state government, federal government. I don't get any money from anyone. And any fundraising I did was for our wedding and maybe for Philip's birthday, and most of the money I put in myself. Right? They're my children. So when someone comes knocking on my door saying that I don't care for my children, they're insulting me and they're insulting my professionalism and my capacity as a mother, as a carer, as a person, as to how I look after my children. So it's like if you guys have got kids out there, male or female, someone comes knocking on your door, leaving you a message saying you're not looking after your kids. Sure, there are a lot of parents like that, but there are a lot that aren't. How would you feel? Department of Human Services came knocking on your door and said, we've come to check how you're treating your kids. We had a report. I'm not happy. And it really upset me. It really upset me because I have given up my life in film as a producer, as a director, as an actor, as a model for my parrot children. I've given up my career in business development for my parrot children. I've changed my whole life to save birds that the councils and the governments do not give a shit about. They are allowing breeders and everyone else to exploit and abuse birds, and yet they knock on my door, and I've got videos and information on my website for the whole world to see. They come knocking on my door to question how I care for my children. So this is why I've been a bit rattled this week. And I know who did it. I know who did it. You know, they say people who are closest to you, people who you trust, they're the ones who do these things. So people who are the closest to you, people who you trust, people who you have some faith in, even friendships, right? They do these things because they are jealous. They hate the way I live, how other people live. People are jealous. And this is very common. But this is my life. This is my life. This is what I'm going through. I'm going through a lot. I'm going through a lot. And every day, every single day, when I see birds being abused and exploited, I am constantly upset, constantly crying, because I cannot believe we live in a world still where birds are still kept in cages and still exploited and used the way they are. And then I get inspectors who have not even bothered to research who I am, what I do, and what I represent, come knocking on my door to question me of how I look after my children. That's what I went through. And that's what I'm going through. That's what I'm going through. Right? So I sent back an email to the inspector. I'm hoping that they can reply back to me. I've consulted with my lawyers because, like I said, I'm taking these matters through to, they're beautiful, the lorikeets, through to Freedom of Information to find out when people do these things to me or others, it's not fair. You can't disrupt people's lives like this. You want to disrupt me, punch me in the face. Come and face me and swear at me, punch me in the face. But don't go criticising my family when they've done nothing to you. My parrots have done nothing to you. If anything, my parrots have given love and fun and laughs to a lot of people out there who see them in the videos. Don't take it out on my family. Take it out on me. One on one, take it out on me. Anyway, friends, thanks for watching. Again, this is the card for my parrot children. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to my heart. Thank you for your heartfelt messages of love and for your birthday wishes. You have no idea how special it made me feel reading all these today and still reading them now. Thank you so much, Chris, because I needed that with what happened this week, with what's been happening. I needed that. I needed that. I needed to know that there were people around me that knew I exist, that know that I exist. Because let's face it, friends, a lot of us feel a bit invisible these days, don't we? We feel a bit invisible. Thank you, everyone. I don't do anything special for my birthday as I used to. I don't have time. I'm just going to go and spend time with my parrots. That's what is special for me. And I feel really, really lucky to have been grounded by parrots. I'm not living the pretentious bullshit lifestyle that I used to live years ago. I feel really lucky that parrots have come into my life. And they're there for me when I'm by myself. So I'm not by myself during the day. I might not talk to humans, face to face in the workplace like I used to, but I talk to the parrots. Same thing. So I feel really, really lucky and blessed that I have birds in my life. And those of you who I've adopted birds from, you have given me a blessing by giving me the birds that you haven't been able to look after. That's okay. Everyone's got their reasons. So I feel very, very blessed and very lucky. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thank you so much for your love, your support, and your incredible words. By private messenger and on Facebook, I'm actually going to reply to each and every one of you. Just give me a couple of days, okay? Thank you, everyone. Have a great Friday, the 19th of November. It's the lunar eclipse, and it is major, major energies. The last one happened around 1400. I've got to find out what happened in 1400. Okay, everyone, have a fabulous afternoon, morning, night, wherever you are in the world. Sending love back to you all. Bye. Bye, everyone.